Hello everyone, so I'm here with Trish. Trish is a client of mine that came to me for some help with anxiety. So why don't I turn it over to you? Why don't you talk a little bit about your experience and so far and how things have been?
Sure. Well, I came to Surrender because of some friends that I work with. They had all seen Surrender and, well, a few of them anyways, and they had kind of some similar things going on in their lives and dealt with a little bit of anxiety themselves. And, well, their lives were changed. They said that they would have paid thousands of dollars to come see Surrender again. And I waited a little while just to see how things panned out over a couple months, just to see if it was lasting for them, and it did.
Yeah, you wanted to make sure it wasn't just a short-lived change.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So I gave him a call, and here I am. So it's really worked out for me.
And we've had 2 sessions so far. So today we're going to do your 3rd session after this video.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about what your symptoms were from your anxiety? Because anxiety is pretty general. So what kind of things were happening to you before you came to see me?
I couldn't get to work. I was feeling sick to my stomach. I had a racing heart all the time. I wasn't able to eat. I wasn't sleeping well, and it just affected my overall happiness.
And did COVID-19 make this worse?
Oh,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, so the anxiety was always there, and then COVID-19 made it worse,
Yeah.
which is understandable.
Yeah.
All right, so what has happened since then? And your first session was maybe 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So let's talk about right after the first session, what was different for you?
Well, it really stood out to me because right after the first session, it was a Friday, and on this Saturday I was to perform at my cousin's wedding. I am a performer, and usually I am so anxious going in, even though I've been performing for years, I still, I hate to go. And, I'd tell everybody that I was anxious, and my heart would race, and my knees would shake, and the moment I got up there, I didn't feel a thing. I didn't even know who I was at that point. And
you sang at a wedding?
I sang at a wedding.
For how many people?
For about 35 people or more.
Yeah.
And didn't have those anxious feelings at all.
So once you got up there, or how about
even leading up to it that day,
so that day,
there was
leading
nothing.
Up to it,
nothing.
Sleeping the previous night.
Sleeping the previous night. Went up, no shaking knees. I felt 100% confident. It was a great feeling.
Well, that's fantastic. So, and then after the second session, where we did some deep hypnosis, you've noticed some additional changes?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
It's transformed my life for sure.
Okay.
I see life in a new light, through new eyes.
Yeah.
I'm noticing the colors in the trees and just being able to appreciate the happiness that life brings.
Yeah, and that filter that you were putting all that information through was a different color.
Yes.
You know that expression, like seeing life through rose-colored glasses?
Yes.
Well, we've changed the tint of the glasses, and we're going to change it even further today.
It's very rosy.
Yeah, it's very rosy. So if you had to pick one thing that you think really is the standout reason, or maybe not even one thing, let's just ask the question this way. Why do you think you've seen such changes?
We were able to figure out what the root cause of my anxiety was. And I think it stems from childhood and specific events that happened in my childhood that have created my way of thinking. And the way I was thinking was not the way you should be thinking.
Mm-hmm. So you believe it was getting down to the root of where it was created.
Yes.
And that understanding of where it was created enables you to think differently.
Yes.
And then when you think differently, you interpret information differently.
That's right.
And then you realize that the anxiety was not caused by external circumstances.
I created it.
You created it. Very well said. That's what you meant to say, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because once you realize that you're creating it, then you can just create whatever you want.
Create your own happiness and create your thoughts the way you want to experience life.
That's right. Because everything that you interpret is subjective. It's you. It's not the stimulus. It's the response. I mean, you've heard these type of things before, but now you're feeling it. Yeah. It's one thing to understand these things intellectually and realize that it's your response to a situation that gets you a particular result. But it's a totally different thing when you actually can do it and then experience the difference, because then you start to realize that if I could do that yesterday and now I'm doing this today, doesn't that mean that I can just do whatever I want tomorrow and then create whatever I want for the future?
That's right.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I've tried everything, yoga, breath work, everything, and this is the one thing that's changed my life.
It seems to me that people try everything before they come to me. I hear that all the time. It's like it's like I'm the last resort. I've tried everything else, it didn't work.
Well, you should be the first resort.
No, I don't think that's ever going to change. When I talk to other people in this field, we laugh about it actually. People that I've done trainings with, that this is the first thing people don't usually think, maybe I'll get hypnotized and that will fix my problem. They usually go the traditional routes first. And even yoga is not really the traditional road.
Yeah.
You hit that after you've tried other things, oftentimes.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Good.
So I thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you for reaching out. I'm glad that you were able to see such positive results, and I appreciate you doing this video, because there's other people out there that are watching this video and they're going to see a little bit of themselves in you, and that's going to cause them to maybe reach out to me or maybe reach out to somebody else and get help. So what we're going to do today, that's great. I don't think we need to go any further on this video. We'll do another video after maybe all of your sessions are complete. Sure. Today what we're going to focus on is taking some of the negative emotional charge that's associated to some past events in your life and removing the charge, meaning the memory will still be there, but there'll be no emotional charge associated to it anymore. It'll be void of emotion. That's important because when you have emotional pain from the past, it doesn't serve you in the present. Right? Unlike physical pain. Physical pain does actually, like I have tennis elbow right now, or a golfer's elbow, and that actually serves me because it teaches me, it's my body's way of saying, look, don't overdo it because you could do irreparable damage. Emotional pain is not like that. It's of no use to me today. So if I have past memories that have negative emotional charge associated to them, and when I access those memories, I begin to feel those emotions, that's not useful. But we don't need months and months and months of therapy and for you to disclose personal details about your life to me in order to resolve them. Using NLP, we can actually take care of that, and we can do it really, really fast. And it's content free, meaning that you get to keep your information private, and I don't have to listen to a whole lot of stuff that maybe I don't really need to hear, right? So it's a great way of doing that. And then what happens is when you go into the future and some other event occurs in your life that in the past would have created that negative emotion, because all of your past suppressed negative emotions have now been cleared, or at least the volume on them has been turned down, when your mind tries to attach to old experiences to create that negative emotion today, it won't be there. Right? So now when someone cuts you off in traffic, and I mean, I don't mean you, but some people, they get intensely angry when someone cuts them off in traffic. And after, this is the kind of feedback I get from clients, is after they go through an experience like what you're going to experience today, those things that used to send them from 0 to 100 really fast, it just doesn't happen. Right? Because instead of having this roller coaster of negative emotion, you just become this person that can just deal with situations and then come up with a great way to respond, because it gives you behavioral flexibility. We've talked about that, right? Because when you have that emotional charge that's negative, you have an impoverished model of the world. You've got one or two ways of behaving. Neither one of them are very good. But when you can control your emotional state, and then you have hundreds of ways of behaving, and then your mind just starts to rank them all the way from top to the bottom, and you just choose a behavior that's going to give you a better result. Does that sound like a good thing?
I like that.
Yeah. All right.
I could use that with multiple things.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's do it.
All right.
Thanks for the video. If you enjoyed that video and you'd like to hear more from some of my clients and the success they've had, click on the bio below and you can access my Facebook page and my website. I do free consultations. Send me an email and let's book a time to see if I can help you.